Got good news today. The bumpers are done at the chrome shop, so I'm going to go over and pick those up. And all the brackets just came in for the bumpers. So we can get bumpers on this thing and get the back of the car. And I'll wait for the front, but I want to get the back of the car wrapped up. So let's go on a little road trip.
We're at the movies, huh?
Yep, we're at the movies. My new ride, so traded in the G6 and got an all-wheel drive Challenger. This will be the maiden voyage to go get Corvette parts, at least. But more on this later. Let's go pick up some bumpers. So I got the bumpers all unwrapped, and they look awesome. I just want to say that these had a couple bolts broken in them before, and they had some dents in them and some little waves. But the chrome on them is just... I don't know how well you can see that. Well, you can see the camera really well. If I rotate it, you can see how straight they are. I mean, these things look like a mirror. I didn't take video of whenever we sent them out, but I can remember the back ones had a lot of waves right in here. And they put a nice coat of wax on them. I think there's still a couple wax spots like right there and up there. But you can see myself pretty clear through that. They look awesome. They did a great job. We use Paul's Chrome, so they come with a lifetime warranty for damage, and I have to read the warranty again. But they turned out awesome. I'm super excited about these things. I mean, I got all the bumper brackets in today also, so we'll be able to put these guys on. So I think I have the license plate, light, bezel. I have all the brackets back here, so we'll pull the valance off, put the bumper in, those little nuts for the license plate, bolt all the brackets in. We have to drill a couple holes around here, then figure out the spacing of the bumpers, and then that should wrap the back of the car up 100%. I probably want to double check to make sure everything's tight for all the wiring and for the fuel line and stuff, but once the back bumpers are on, that'll be it, and I can take my shin guards off. And I might leave the front ones off just for a little bit, because I want to drive it at least once without front bumpers. Just a personal goal. But that'll pretty much wrap the outside of the car up except for windshield trim and the rockers, which is cool. So that'll be the next project here. So I laid out all the rear bumper brackets. I had to buy some new ones, and I have some that are used that I was able to clean up. And then I got the bolt kit with the right head marking bolts, and I started putting the bolts in the brackets where they go. So right now I have this set up like we're looking at the back of the car. So I guess really I should have it flipped the other way for it to go there. But this is the driver's side, this is the passenger side. So I'll start by taking off the valance and putting some of these brackets in here, and we'll see how it fits. The only thing I don't have are the little shims that go between these brackets. So I don't know, I can slip those in later if we need them. Or I may have the original ones somewhere. So all the brackets are on the car. The ones that go here, if you can see, a little bit of light under here. Might not be able to see. This one on this side was a pain, just because there wasn't enough room to slide it in this way or this way or this way, so I had to trim a little bit off the back of those rivets and kind of force it to go over that way. That one wasn't so bad. The rest of them fit in pretty decently. We'll probably have to move some of these holes around just a little bit, and we'll have to drill some fresh holes. Now I'm going to go to the hardware store and get some rubber washers that we'll put in here between the bumper and the body just to isolate it, and then drill holes and hopefully start mounting the back bumpers. So right now I have both bumpers on here. That one is roughly sitting on there. I have to take that apart and start over with that one. But this one, I have the bolt in at the bottom. I put that one in first, then put this one in next. Had to play around with these two, and then I need to drill a hole for this one and the one on the very end next. So I need to drill it through here. So I drew all these up, and I have the stool holding the end up, and I'll probably play a little bit more with the angle of it, but now it's time to drill that hole. And I think once I drill that one, and then I'll try to mark this one somehow on the end, and then drill it. And this one's fitting up really nice. I'm happy with that. The gap back here is nice and tight. This one I spaced out too far in the corner, so it's shifting the back out, so I gotta play around with that one. But this one looks like it's fitting better, so I'll play around with him first. So it's a nice early 11 o'clock at night, and the bumpers are on and they're all fitted, both of them. I have the hole drilled in this one, and there's a bolt in there, and I need to drill a hole in this side. And I marked it with a piece of tape. I marked the center line of going this way of where that hole is, and then on the bottom, this one is flush. They're both flush, so I just measure from this bottom of the bumper up to the center. And I just took a little piece of paper, punched a hole in it, and then I used that. This is like the same size as that Boss. So then I just laid that up on the car, traced around it, drilled a hole. So that was good. I needed to make some modifications to a bracket. I slotted out a hole over here, had to move another hole location. But other than that, everything fits really good. But they have to come back off because the valance needs to go on. I guess if you had a car with side pipes, you wouldn't have this problem. You could slide the valance up, or if you put your tips on later, but kind of stuck. So I have to take the bumpers off. So I guess I'll just have to tighten up the bumper brackets where they are for the most part. I think I need to space these ones out that go against the frame with washers. That way it keeps them from tucking in and losing my hole. But other than that, it's pretty good. Oh, and then I also tucked this line from the gas tank. It gets attached to that little strut, and then it actually runs on the inside of the bumper, down here underneath the cage nut, and then it gets tucked just so it's out of the edge. But I think that's going to be it for tonight. I'm pretty tired, so tomorrow I'll take them back off and do it again. So both back bumpers are on, they're both tight, and the exhaust valance is on. And that was not a simple task. It took fitting the bumpers a few times. I didn't film every single time that I took them on and off and on and off. I put each one on probably like 4 or 5 times just to get the brackets to line up. Had to shim some out or open some holes up to get stuff to line up. And then just to break them all back down and then get the valance on and put the bumpers back on. And there's not a lot of room under here. If your car has side pipes, you're really lucky because there's a lot more room under there. If your car has back exhaust, you're not as lucky. This side I could get my arm in. That side was a lot harder, and it's just too small of an area to get my arm into, and my arm's not long enough to get to some of the places. But it worked out. It's just very, very tight, but everything fits really nice and tight. I was really happy with the way they fit. These bumpers are super straight. Like, they're all smudged up. I'll have to clean them up. But everything is just super, super straight. Beautiful chrome. So I'm really happy with the way it looks. And next is going to be the license plate bezel. I'm going to put that on with the license plate light, and then the back wiring is done. I'll see if I have a license plate to put on it while I'm at it. But after that, the back is done. So the license plate bezel is on, and I had to, since this is a new exhaust valance, I had to put the square holes in here. So I think I used, was it 21/64? Something like that. I used around that size bit, and then I used an X-Acto knife to open up the holes to make them square. And then this bezel actually fits really nice across the top. I didn't play around with it at all. It fits. It's a little bit wide on the side, but it looks really good. And then I put in this little bumper down here, and then now I just have to pick out a license plate for it and put the license plate light in. I don't have the screws to go for that, to mount that, so I'll get those. Alright, that's going to do it for this video. The bumpers are installed, the license plate bezel is installed, and I threw on a license plate, even though that number is already taken by another plate, so I can't register the car to it, but it's just there for looks. And especially from back here, it looks like a brand new plate. Up close, not so much. But next, probably be working on some more interior trim. I've got it primed and sanded, and some more over there. Door panels, and then gauge cluster. Those will all be in the next videos to come, so be sure to like the video, subscribe, check out the rest of my videos. I got a lot of work to do, so I'll catch you guys later.